now let's shift gears a little bit, is what to look for in a website maintenance provider. And to start answering this question, I'm going to open up by what you shouldn't look out for. I mean, we've seen it all. And obviously, there's great shops out there that do great service. There's great consultants out there or self-practitioners. But there's also a lot of businesses out there that, they're charging a retainer, but what exactly are they doing? So here's a couple things to look out for. So these are what to avoid. So you should avoid a web development shop that's charging a retainer that the first bullet is they're charging a retainer, but there's no clearly defined deliverables. So there should be some type of deliverable. If you're paying several $100s a month for someone to manage their website, there should be a deliverable. There should be some type of structured monthly checklist or maintenance process of like, yep, the 1st or 15th of every month, we're going through this, kind of like getting an oil change on a car. You check all these different things. Like there's got to be a process in place that's going to catch all potential errors. And also you want to avoid shops that don't provide documentation responses or an escalation plan. Now, for the clients that are on our maintenance plans, as I mentioned, the chances of their site going down is so incredibly small because we're proactive on their website. But let's say something happens where owner shared a password with someone and someone got it and then the website's down. Anyone that you partner with should have an escalation plan of like, well, this is off hours. There's 1, 2, 3 contacts. There's an escalation protocol, and it's not just sitting on one person. If that person's out of the country, then your business is, in a bad position. You want to make sure that there's some type of escalation plan. And then further, you want to avoid companies that just treat maintenance as purely technical and ignore SEO impact. I could go on for a whole hour on this, but SEO is the ability to get discovered by Google and now AI tools and have a very sound website with structured content is going to help out with SEO. And it's also helping out with AI. AIs crawl your website similar to Google does. And if they can't understand the context or understand the business of the site, you're not going to get cited. So any web developer should also understand like a holistic view. Another thing to avoid is just working with someone that's reactive of like, oh, I think my site's hacked. Can you check? Cool, I'll take a look. No, it should be very much proactive work because you never want to get into a reactive situation. A couple other things is you want to avoid any shops that they don't test updates before they're live. Everything should be tested in staging environment because it is your business you're talking about. You never want to launch and something goes haywire. And then, of course, you want to have defined turnarounds and SLAs. There's a lot here, but this is just like from our experience and I work with clients. We work with clients all the time. Sometimes clients come to us like, hey, this shop's charging X amount per month and to manage my website. And I always say, okay, good. And they're like, so what are they doing? And they're like, well, I don't know. But whenever we have an issue, they respond. I'm like, well, I don't think they should charge a retainer for that. So anyways, these are just lists of things to avoid. We have another question here. Is it safe to process payments through the website for a small business who have limitations to apply strong security measures on the site? Any recommendations? Mac, what do you think there?
Let me just read that question again. Limitations. It's tough to say here because, of course, it's very case by case, especially when it comes to payment processing. Like, you absolutely want to do as much security as you possibly can. Not only because you want those payments to work correctly, but also you don't want to expose yourself to, hackers, because that's a huge target pool, right? Like, they're going to scan for basically any e-commerce. And even if you're not e-commerce and they think you are, like, they'll try to hack you. So I don't know if I have any specific recommendations other than as much security and as secure for payment processing as you possibly can be. There's plenty of, I know there's like Stripe and all these different third-party payment processors, so you don't have to handle the security yourself, aside from your website, which is going to be a completely different security process. So if you go through a third party, that kind of mitigates all of your security risk, but still be aware that when you have payment processing, you will be a target for hacking.